we're in peak release mode right now. The train has left the station, has it not, lads?
Certainly has.
The train is chugging along. We've greased the wheels with the coal. The coal is warming, and it's not an environmentally friendly train, of course. No. But it's just getting to about 20 miles an hour. It's one of this. It's like, think of like the Harry Potter train. That's quite fast for the Harry Potter train.
How long have we been going for to get to 20 mile an hour? Because it feels like it's been going for an awfully long time.
12 years?
12 years of it!
In Azkaban!
I actually read somewhere, which is no good at all. And apparently one of the big ones, which the Gen Zers hate about millennials, is identifying yourself in Harry Potter quotes.
Well, boys, it appears you've got yourself in right trouble.
Have you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
I think it's got quite McGonagall energy, actually. It's quite fun.
Blimey, Dougal.
Eat slugs, Vivian. Oh, they'll read about that.
100 points to junodream.
Quite unpredictable upstairs.
What a beat. Rookwood has been accounted for.
Shouldn't release that.
Voldemort is back. Sorry, I distracted us there, but basically I'm just saying we're kind of like the Hogwarts Express. It's a classic train.
I'm just trying to figure out where we are on the train line. Like, we've been chugging it along at 12 years at less than 20 miles an hour. So
but, there's no other place to be than, on the train to... Where are we going?
Well, that's the point. No one knows.
Right. So we're quite unclear about where it's going.
I think we're going to your classic bread and butter, 5-album band, stadiums, documentary around album 4, get absolutely panned by critics,
Acrimonious breakup.
Don't speak for 15 years, and then when one of us spends all our money, we have an awkward conversation, get back together, and do a sort of quick reunion tour and maybe an album. Hello, Blur.
You think very highly of us. You think we're going to do very well.
Yeah, that's the train.
What the hell would be the point of this otherwise? Guys, the beach. It's been out for about 6 weeks.
Yep. And our lives have changed.
Picture this. I was on a beach with my friends. It was a stormy, windy day.
Very blustery. It's not ideal swing bowling conditions, I can tell you.
It was in Aberystwyth, and I suddenly just got up and started walking away from them because I felt sad.
Yeah, happy to be here.
And that's what the beach is about.
Production. Tom, what the hell happened then?
We wanted it to have the trip-hop elements of a lot of artists and songs that we like and were inspired by. That involved layering a lot of drums, a lot of loops, and then getting Jake's live drums as well and beat mapping them all together and having a Rhodes kind of do this sort of soft, very sort of 07-like atmospheric verse.
You ladies all right?
It's not often that we make a 9.8 out of 10.
Normally it's 9.9.
I'll tell you what will be a 9.9. The song, our new song that's out on Friday.
It's an end-of-the-world nihilistic party dance song. And we've never really released a dance song.
Fuck.
I don't know, maybe... sometimes when bands get asked to do DJ sets, and they're just like, hey, this is Lamac at Radio 6. We've got Junodream, and they're going to do a DJ set at Reading or something. You know what I mean? And you got to play your own tune. You got to drop one of your own tunes. We're not dropping to the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
We're dropping this, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a very good point. To give a bit of a flavour about what it's about, we didn't write it with this in mind, but it's fallen in very succinctly with what's going on in the world at the moment in terms of, geopolitics.
We've got a habit of doing that. We can predict the world.
We did it with Easy Life, didn't we?
Exactly.
We predicted COVID.
I think India, first nation to successfully land on the southern part of the moon, which is pretty much what we said.
Yeah, we predicted that.
Galactica, we predicted the internet. That was just before.
Yeah.
The point is, though, the bottom line is it's a banger. And I think, we often say this before we've released a song, but I feel like this is our sort of, this is the banger. This is it.
You serious?
I wanted to segue somewhat into talking about a new feature for the podcast, which is Father Ted's Confessional, where we basically ask, people can send in either confessions or questions to us ahead of each podcast episode, so then we can kind of discuss them and get into the dirty underwear of the band.
Oh, it's filthy.
Grim.
All right, then. Speaking of the devil, let's just plug our tour quickly. Tom, let's take an ad break right now, and we'll see you after this short break.
Aberdeen, 23rd of September. Followed by, on the 24th, Sheffield. The 25th, Birmingham. Day off before we go down to Oxford. On the 27th. Before the 28th. The one, the only.
Get itchy at Bushel.
Terms and conditions may apply. Fun not guaranteed. No refunds.
Who does this go out to, Dougal?
To the to all of the bad men out there. That sounds a bit kinky.
All right, to all the bad men out there, hit it.
You know who you are. All right. Do you think that's going to be a hit? When you have it like that, it doesn't necessarily sound like it will be.